Welcome to the disclaimer. Hey, this is where I'm going to tell you about what I'm not going to talk about in relation to taking real action on climate change. I'm not going to talk about whether or not the CO2 concentration increase that we see since the Industrial Revolution is real or not. I'm also not going to talk about whether or not, over the same period, this trend in temperature anomalies in the atmosphere goes up or down. I'm not going to talk about that. Finally, I'm not going to talk about whether or not the CO2 concentration in the atmosphere and the temperature rises that we've seen, whether or not those are correlated or not. I'm not going to talk about that because I'm getting kind of old and I probably can't even remember what a correlation is at this point. What am I, a high school student? But that's not all. I'm also not going to talk about how we could get a scientific panel made up from the heads of scientific panels from 195 separate countries to be involved in an international conspiracy to rig scientific data over the course of recorded history. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to talk about that. And finally, I'm also not going to talk about wild-ass Rube Goldberg devices like carbon capture and storage, or other fantasies about how we could solve the problems we have with climate change by doing virtually nothing. Direct action. So if you're a person that denies the reality of anthropogenic climate change, or you believe I'm involved in an international conspiracy, or believe that we can solve our problems by basically ignoring them, you should stop right here, turn off the video, and find something more useful to do. No, really, we're done talking. Go away. I've got nothing for you. Right. Now, if you aren't in that group, but maybe you want to discuss science or engineering or economics a bit more with me, you got two options. You can either come shout me a beer, and we can do that, or you can watch the next issue of the day video on how to take real action on climate change. As always, vote Democrats, and thanks for your time.